Welcome back to the Lab Rat series, which is where I review workout programs. It's been over 2 years since I did my last one. I know it's been a while. I kind of went in a slight change of direction with the channel, but I decided to bring it back. The main reason I didn't do them for a while was just because I'd done enough programs that I kind of knew how I wanted to train. So I didn't need to keep on doing other people's programs that weren't really gonna help me in any way. And I'd found programs that I liked, so I didn't really have to do it. But if you wanna watch some of my old program reviews, then check them out on the channel. I'll link them in the description and up here somewhere. But I'm coming back with them because the people want to see them, and also because I feel like it's the essence of the Elite Smart Athletes channel, so we have to get to that. However, this is going to be slightly different because today I am reviewing my own training program. So I'm going to be reviewing the Prehab Protocol. It's the first program, the first generalized program that I've released out to the public ever. I've got so many different programs in the works that will be coming out over the course of this year, 2024. So I'm going to be reviewing them as we go. And we start today with the Prehab Protocol. Now, what is the Prehab Protocol? It is a protocol designed to help you with injury prevention, preventative rehab, aka prehab. This whole channel started because I had knee pain, jumper's knee from basketball, and that is, again, core to the values and principles of this channel. Being able to play through injuries and maximize your athletic potential is so dear to my heart. So I had to make my first program one that helps you do that. However, you'll notice I don't have the word program in the title. I've called it a protocol. Why? Because I think that programs do tend to be quite rigid and you can't like plug and play them into your real life. I like things that are more like blueprints, and the better programs that I've enjoyed are more like that. So I think every program that I ever design and release, and all the ones that will be coming out in the future, will follow this protocol format. Look out for them as they do come out. But that's why it's a protocol as opposed to a program. If you want the Prehab Protocol, then you can find it on my website, elitesmartathletes.com, and I'll put a link up here and in the description below too. As always, with all reviews on this channel, we like to break it down into 5 categories. First being the value of the program, then the user interfaces, the coaching, the workout program itself, aka the exercises, and the potential for progress. And if you're new to the channel, my name's Tolu, and welcome to the gang. Over this side of YouTube, I try to share as much realistic and practical advice that can help you become a well-rounded athlete that performs at a high level in-game and beyond, aka an elite smart athlete. Looking at the value of the Prehab Protocol, it costs £24.99, which is the equivalent of about $32. When you compare that to other prehab type of programs, so the last one that I actually reviewed on the channel was the Durability Code by PGF Performance, that costs $85. So you're looking at a $50 difference between the two. And with the Durability Code, you did get a lot with it, a lot of additional resources. With this, you don't get as many additional resources, but you do still get some. So you get a example template of how to implement the program into your weekly structure so that it doesn't affect your training and your sport. Also get advice on supplementation within the program and a detailed breakdown of the purpose of each workout and why it's there and how it actually helps from a scientific standpoint, as well as pre-recorded video demonstrations too. So when you compare it to other prehab programs that are out there on the market, it is very good value for money, although I would say that because I made the program. The only con that I would say about it is pretty much the fact that there aren't as many additional resources as there would be in other programs as well. So when I look at the overall score for the value of the Prehab Protocol, I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. Moving on to the user interfaces of the Prehab Protocol, this protocol is delivered through a PDF. So it's a 1 PDF document. It has about 9-10 pages. It begins with a breakdown of the purpose of the protocol. Then you get your additional resources that go into all of the extras that you might need, such as supplementation and the workout structure. And then you have a breakdown of each workout. And within the text, there are clickable links that will take you to YouTube videos that will go into more depth and explain it verbally to you in case the reading is a bit too much for you. That kind of user interface is pretty poor compared to other user interfaces because most other programs that I've reviewed use an app. However, there are other programs out there that do use this same format. Overtime Athletes uses it a lot. Jeff Nippard, he's a bodybuilder / sports scientist, does PDF files and ebooks as his workout programs. So I'm not actually going to knock it for it being a PDF. Again, I would say that because it's my program. In reality, it being a PDF does make it very easily accessible wherever you are, and you don't have to wait for the app to load. If there's any technical issues, there won't be, because it will really just be to do with internet access as opposed to the PDF file being corrupt. Apps can sometimes be tricky and not user-friendly at times, whereas PDFs are so widely used that they're just very simple. The downside is that it doesn't look as slick as an app does. And when programs do get apps right, they're amazing, and always go for an app if you can. However, as I've mentioned on the channel before, I don't earn enough money on this to do this full time yet. However, do you know what could help me do that? Is if you purchase the program and hit the like and subscribe button and did all the stuff that helps support the channel, support the movement. But in all seriousness, I do plan to move all my programs onto an app. And that's a big reason why I haven't released a program in so long. It's because it's tough. Like, sometimes you think it's easy because you do workouts and you can just put a program together. It's tough to put a program together and then put it together on an app or find the right user interface to do it. It's a difficult task. So that's why it's taken me this long. And I believe I've probably been promising programs since about 2021. So it's taken about 3 years just to get this in a PDF form. I was procrastinating a little bit, I'll be honest, but at the same time, now that I've got the first one out, I believe that I'll get stuff onto an app within the next year or two, and I'll get stuff looking a bit more slick. However, back to the review, if I have to review the user interface for this, I would give it a 6 out of 10. It is colorful and easy to read, but at the end of the day, it's still a PDF file as opposed to an app. You're not going to be able to track your reps and progress within the program itself. You're probably going to have a separate notes app where you track your progress. Again, not ideal, not the most user-friendly, but a PDF is still very simple to use, and it's an effective tool to be able to just see the program visually. Let's look at the coaching of the program, and let's just critique myself and how I coach. The way that coaching is delivered in this protocol is via pre-recorded videos that are available on YouTube once you have access to the program. There is an intro video that will explain the whole program and all of the extra additional resources as well too. And when looking at the pre-recorded videos, they are in a playlist that is organized according to the workout. All you need to do is find the first exercise, and then the following videos will all be the following exercises that you have to do within that one workout. But you'll also be able to see all the other exercises within the program too, and they're all in order that way, so that it should be easy for you to find. Now, all of these videos are under 3 minutes long, which is ideal because it means that when you're in the workout, if you just need a quick refresher of how to perform an exercise, you just have to quickly look at it. It won't add too much time to the workout. And each video explains 5 different points about the exercise. So where you should feel the exercise, what muscle group or what joints it works, how you need to set it up, and if you need any extra equipment to do the exercise, how to actually perform the exercise correctly and make sure you're doing it and not hurting yourself, then any other additional cues you need to look out for that can help you perform the exercise correctly, and how to progress or regress or essentially scale the exercise to make it more difficult or less difficult depending on your ability. And these are delivered via voiceovers, and then you can just watch a demonstration of the exercise being performed correctly by yours truly, your coach, Tolu. Now, I've seen a variation of styles of coaching videos on generalized programs. So some will just be a demonstration of the workout, of the drill or the exercise. There'll be no voiceover, there'll be no explanation. There might be some text on screen, and they'll keep it really short and sweet. Some will just be on a loop, in fact, of just what the exercise looks like, so that you are just learning how to do it visually. Someone like PGF Performance, he will sit down and talk to the camera like I'm talking to you now. So you kind of feel like you're actually talking with him as well. And then you have your style like mine, where I'm doing more of voiceover, so you can hear me talking, but you're not watching me talk. I'm not talking directly to you per se. So if I had to rank it, I think that PGF does it best. Like his exercise demonstrations are ridiculously in detail. They're scientific. Honestly, it feels like you're in a lecture almost, and you're learning and you're getting more knowledge whilst you're watching the video. However, the downside, as I mentioned slightly earlier, is that sometimes they're a bit long. So if you're in the middle of a workout, it's a bit long to just kind of get to the point of how to perform the exercise. However, the downside of a short video is that you might just not get that depth you might need to actually gain some knowledge. Overall, by comparison to what I've seen, I think the coaching on this protocol, and it's not biased, I promise you, it's not a biased statement, but the coaching is pretty decent for a £24.99 program. I think you're getting a solid level of coaching. You're getting access to that full resource that explains the whole program, as well as all the different exercise demonstrations. So I would give the coaching a 7 out of 10 rating. Next up is the workout program itself. Now, on the Prehab Protocol, it's split into 3 days. You have your isometric day, your mobility day, and then your loaded stretch day. And these are all different qualities that help you to recover and build up resilience and durability. And the first thing is visually, when you look at the program, the exercise is listed on the left, and then you have the number of sets, number of reps, and then you have any notes, your extra coaching cues that you might need. And also at the top of each program, you can see the estimated time for the workout. And I think that's quite handy when you're just trying to plan your time. And you know that if you do have an extra 30 to 45 minutes, then you'll be able to do this workout. And you can also see that there are supersets within it. And you can see that pretty much every workout is split into supersets. Supersets do help to save time, and that's why I designed it this way. And it also means that you're doing complementary stuff. So if you're working one joint moving in one direction, then you're going to be able to work that same joint moving in the opposite antagonist direction. And that way you're building up the overall holistic strength of that joint. You can see that these supersets are quite clearly defined and they're separated by these thick black lines. And you can also see that there's levels to each exercise as well. So there's a progression and scaling. You're able to adjust it depending on where you are and what feels comfortable for you. At the end of the day, you don't want to feel pain whilst you're doing a program. So this program has that ability there. And the coaching cues in the notes section are very simple, short and sweet. Again, for if you are just in the middle of the workout and just need to have a quick reminder what you need to remember in an exercise. In the additional resources section and also the introduction video to the program, you'll be able to see what the purpose of doing an isometric loaded stretch and mobility workout are. So for isometrics, it's to benefit from the analgesic effect that help with building up joints again. With mobility, it's obviously to improve range of motion and mobility, so to help you move better. And with loaded stretches, it's to help you work in positions where your muscles are lengthened and to help try and prevent against any sort of muscle strains. Now, obviously injury prevention isn't a thing, but to try and train those areas to just be stronger, to give you a better chance of one, maybe not being injured as badly, and two, recovering quicker if you do get hurt in that sort of position. So I'm not going to go into every single exercise, that would take forever, but generally the majority of exercises on this can be done at home. I know because I've done it, I designed it, so I know that you can do this pretty much all at home. No real extra equipment is necessary. However, when you do want to scale and progress a lot of these exercises, then it will be helpful to add some weight and get into a gym to be able to do it too. But if you don't have the access to it, then you can still do it just at home, just add some extra time. Or if you get some resistance bands, you can use resistance bands at home using the hinge of a door to be able to lock it in, and you'll be able to do the majority of exercises just with that alone. All of these workouts are only 30 to 45 minutes max, so they are not the most long workouts in the world. So overall, when assessing the workout program itself, the exercise selection on this seems to be really good. The theories behind doing protagonist and antagonist work and supersetting them is also very helpful. The only real downside that I would say, again, completely unbiased, obviously, is the fact that you can't log your reps on the training program itself. Overall, I do think the programming is very, very good. It allows you to plug and play with your own personal schedule. So I would have to give the workout program a solid 8.5 out of 10. And finally, the potential for progress on the Prehab Protocol. Now, I have tested this protocol on myself and on athletes I work with, so I actually have evidence that there is clear potential for progress. But let's go into it anyway. So first thing is that there's actually levels listed out throughout the whole program that you can see from the beginning. With a lot of programs, you can't see that from the beginning, so you don't really know what the end goal is. But with this protocol, you can see that. Now, if you've been on this channel from the beginning, you know I've had horrible knees, but I can show you videos of me performing these exercises, which I have used as video demonstrations on the protocol. And these are exercises that I couldn't perform when I first started this YouTube channel. So that in itself is evidence for that potential for progress. The reason I came up with this protocol in the first place is because I was getting injured a lot. Like as I hit my mid to late 20s, I am in the final year of my 20s now. And I don't know, just there was something about turning 26 and onwards, I was getting a lot of really random niggling injuries that were lasting a long time. And I think part of it was just because I was still training somewhat recklessly a little bit and just trying to do more volume and go as heavy and as fast and jump as high as possible all the time without managing my body. But adding in this protocol into my schedule really helped me to manage that a lot better. And what I did notice is that if you skip a week or a workout for any sort of reason, you do somewhat see the regression a lot quicker. So what I mean by that is it's somewhat a use it or lose it scenario. So it is something you kind of have to keep doing consistently, but if you buy the protocol, then you do have it for life. So there's no reason not to. But the potential for progress is somewhat limitless because there are levels listed, but at the end of the day, you could just continue to add weight or resistance onto those end levels to keep on making it more difficult. So there is always a new level to be reached, and some of the exercises can then be swapped in for other exercises as you continue to go forward. That's outside of the scope of this particular protocol. However, if you were to jump onto my online coaching, then that's the kind of thing that I would be able to work with you one-on-one to do. So maybe that's something you could check out. There is a link for it in the description too. But to rate the potential for progress, I would probably have to give that a 8 out of 10. So looking at all of the scores, when you do the average of all of them, the Prehab Protocol has received a 7.3 out of 10 from me, the creator of the Prehab Protocol. There was no bias there at all, no favoritism. Now, I'm serious that there actually was no favoritism. I'm genuinely reviewing it as I would review another program. I know that there's work that can be done on the program that could make it better. I know that it might not work for everybody and it might not be suitable for everyone. I would love if someone actually reviews the program themselves as well. But since I seem to be the workout program reviewer on YouTube at the moment, I'm gonna review it. But genuinely, I have tried to be as fair as I can. Obviously, it won't appear that way, and I can't wait for the comments to tell me that I'm not being fair. But I'd love for someone to actually review it. And if you do end up buying the protocol, please leave a comment or DM me on Instagram at EliteSmartAthletes. Let me know how you actually find it. Then when I start to do these reviews of my own programs going forward, I will incorporate your comments in future videos to let you know the real about this program. But I'm giving you off my testing with athletes and on myself, how the program comes across, and also compared to all the other programs that I've done in the past. So because I have done programs in the past, thankfully, you know that I do review as fair as possible. And because I can compare and contrast, you can see that I'm trying my best to be fair. But coming up next will be a comparison of the Prehab Protocol versus the durability code. And I'll go into depth on the two and we'll see which one comes out on top. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at EliteSmartAthletes. You can DM me and I will try to reply. I always reply to every single message, every single comment. Just give me some time. And if you want to try the Prehab Protocol for yourself, then check the link in the description or go to EliteSmartAthletes.com. Check out the other programs on there. There's a free vertical jump workout on there, or you can check the online coaching if you think you need some extra one-to-one help, and just see if it works for you and do let me know. As always, until next time, stay blessed.